speech. We'll talk about that in a minute. You know, I got to get these things out the way. But as far as letting you know about it. But at the same time, there was this story that came up. I don't really watch those, a lot of those like shows with the, you know, like the, what is that? Like the pop the balloon shows, or I'm not really big into Fresh and Fit. And it's probably because I'm just older. So, you know, looking at younger women argue with these dudes is, you know, it just blows my mind how patient they can be in a lot of those situations. I'm not that patient. I would just leave or have someone leave. That's how I am. So when I do catch a glimpse of, you know, some of these folks doing their thing, it's actually pretty funny to me. And I caught this show or this channel called The Saint. And I had seen a couple of his little pieces before, but special shouts to him. He does a few different panels with the ladies. I couldn't do it. I'm just saying I couldn't do it. I just don't have the patience for it. But there's a woman in this one particular clip, and she comes in and she says that basically the world would be better without men. And I just, you know, I don't agree with that. I think that there's a balance that men and women have, and we're supposed to be working together. That whole thing. I'm kind of traditional in that regard. So when I hear somebody say that they don't need the opposite sex for anything, like I'm not going to say we don't need women for anything. That doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. You're cutting yourself off from a very good portion of some of the things that you want to do in life. If you just don't want women around and doing it, it gets ugly. Okay? So I'm going to bring over this clip for you. Hold on a second. I got you. All right. So we got the guy on, I guess, your left. Yeah, your left this is Marquette. And he does a lot of red pill stuff. So if you're into that kind of stuff, go ahead and check his channel out. He's got some pretty good content on there if you like to see people argue with the young ladies about morals and stuff like that. You go ahead and you can check them out. But I want to play this clip because this is Purge the BS. And I heard this woman say some things, and I was like, you know what? That sounds a lot like BS to me. So let me bring it to the channel. And I also want you to kind of see how this dude handles the situation, in the fact that he's actually pretty calm. He's not really like being profane or disrespectful. So let's just check it out. It's conflict resolution 101.
Only that, my thing is that I will say there may be a little bit of hatred. Like I said, I just got a relationship, so I am not afraid to admit to anything. But my thing is, I feel like things will be better off with women just being in charge, because a lot of men
charge of what?
Just in charge of everything. We're doing everything because men seriously think that they're just like this person they need to be worshipped, but they don't have it. They're like, oh, tequila, baby. What you think?
Alcohol. Here we go.
Some goddamn Molly in that cup. She said the world would be better if women were in charge of everything. Let me tell you a few facts about women. Number one.
She didn't want to hear that.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yep, right there.
Facts about women.
I'm done.
No, let me help you out. Absolutely. Let me just share a few facts real quick. We're going in turn. I already stated that. We'll just go turn.
You wouldn't be here without a woman. So what are we talking about?
You came out of a vagina.
Ladies, hold on. Don't talk over each other, because it doesn't make for good radio. So I just want y'all, like, if y'all gonna say something, at least like let each other say. Yeah, and I told them that.
First of all, I'm the mediator. I'm just trying to mediate. Y'all don't be acting like y'all like me. Right.
He's like, leave me out of this.
Okay, y'all don't be trying to pin me against him. Okay,
Mark,
we both got a different flow. We got a different flow.
Yeah. The super chat.
He on demon time. That's the only thing. He's just on demon time.
Master
right now.
She asked for it. Talk to me.
So, like,
all right,
you know, you say that, man has started everything. So if we're talking,
I didn't say everything.
Well,
just all
you
the
basically did. You can cut it out. But if we're talking science, there's different multiverses. What if there's a multiverse where women made everything, where women did everything, and I'm just saying.
She said
what?
Multiverse.
Is she talking about another dimension?
Well, there's different multiverses. This is a legit thing. Like, society has made it seem like that it's just males.
Hold on a second now. Look, folks, if you're ever in an argument about, I guess, principles, human principles, it's not always a good idea to bring up the multiverse, okay? Like, now granted, you can have a hypothetical. You can be hypothetical about it, right? But it's not an argument. It's not like a point you can make in an argument. Well, in a different universe and dimension, then blah, blah, blah. Anything you start with different universe and dimension means that don't really happen. That's not that world that we live in, and well, at least the one that I live in, and I told you it's a little place called reality. And you know what I'm saying? Just being honest. I think you really should think about parenting when you see these kind of things. When you see people say some weird stuff, you always wonder who raised you. Because that's the question. Who's creating this? Who's created you and built this around you? And now you think some wild stuff like every time somebody's making a point, you say, well, in a different multiverse. Whoa. I don't know what's in. The other girl had tequila in the cup. I don't know what's in her cup. I don't know. Let's see what else it got to say.
The more dominant.
We in this universe.
But have you ever
go.
heard that? You know,
All reality.
Smarter, not harder. You know, there's a lot of people that are built. She
went to a whole.
Shouts to the bloggers Purge show in the chat over there.
Dimension to beat me in an argument. Holy smokes! Oh, that's
the best thing to do.
Shout out to Moon. He writes. She didn't. He writes, "Why sisters so combative?" And when he says sisters, I'm assuming he's talking about you. He's talking about you. So, question is, wait, then me?
Oh, she pulled the money card. Here we go.
I'm talking to him. That's why I said.
Wait, real quick, can we talk about that part? I was like, damn.
Make me listen to you.
You know, other than just sisters, I think this is really just a thing with women. Why is it when women make money that they become combative though? Like,
is that true? Do women get combative when they have money?
Corrupt the person so much that I'm gonna tell you
that's what he's saying.
So this, I honestly, but not even I believe, it's just my freaking opinion from not making any money to killing it. My thing is that I realize that I don't need you. I realize that I don't need you to be around because I don't have a need or a use for you.
So let me get this right. Money is your relationship.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's raised.
But let me say this. If
so
money
a man being a provider is
no, but you're not talking about a provider. You're talking about an economic source. You see, a provider, that's a general term because you provide more than just the income. You provide the guidance, you provide the structure and discipline. You heard me? You provide emotional support, but you keep talking about finances, and that lets me know you came from a situation where it was either a single parent household or the father was not there and he was reduced. Or he was reduced to just being a financial source. Because right now, when you tell me that women are better than men and you show a lack of respect for men, that lets me know your father's not revered in your eyes. Because here's the thing. I don't sit here and talk bad about women because I absolutely love my mother. She calls me all the time. We have a great relationship. So I'm not going to dog women out and I'm not going to dog black women out. And that's why over the time I've been on this platform, you've never heard me do that in one video. I don't dog women. I don't dog black women because I was raised by a great black woman. But you're sitting here dogging out men talking about, well, if you don't provide money, I got a vibrator. What do I need you for? That's a goddamn shame because that lets me know that you don't see males as human beings. And that's a very low level. And if on the other side, I expressed that I didn't see females as human beings, there'd be a big uproar. And that's what I'm just asking you is to show the same energy, show the same consideration you would expect from a male.
All right. Well, I don't know. We'll discuss that real quick. Hold on just a moment here. Hold on just a moment. I had to get some water. I'm sorry, guys. And no, Core is not
I'm
paying.
I'm going to say how, Sway, and I'll bet my
Core
whole
is not
life.
paying
fact,
for that promotion right there. Core is not paying for it. So, but you can tell them to holler at me if you know somebody. So nonetheless. But bring it in here. So for those of y'all that saw the clip, I'm gonna keep it simple, okay? I'm not gonna go into anything about appearance or anything like that. Just want people to understand it on this show and on this channel. We purge the BS, okay? So if something is some BS, we gotta expose it, and then we purge it. We gotta get rid of it, right? There is no foreseeable future in humanity where men and women do not work together and make things happen. Okay? So let's just stop with all of the we don't need men, we don't need women. We got to find somewhere in the middle, right? Because that's how our entire humanity was created, by people coming together, creating more people, teaching things to the next generation, giving new talents to the next generation, passing on wealth to the next generation. And those things don't happen when men and women don't get along. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. If we don't deal with that problem, and it's not, I don't want y'all to come in here and think I'm blaming women, because there's some dudes out here that are like, they're not really worth much anyway, but because they have, you know, the ability to talk well, they get up in some draws and somebody has a baby and they recreate a bunch of ignorance sometimes. It happens. But that doesn't mean it has to happen, but it does happen. So I'm not putting it directly on either sex. That's what the whole point is that we all live here. We all have a particular mandate to not put no BS out into the next generation. That's literally like, I mean, if it wasn't in the Bible, it's in there somewhere. Don't put on and push on curses, generational curses, negative, like, foundations, like negative traditions. You can't push that stuff on, right? So if this young lady feels that she lives in a world where men are absolutely not needed at all, is what she said. And most people will say without the purposes of procreation, which, you know, minimizes a guy to just a sperm donor at that point. So that's not really respectful. So that would be the same as if guys were like, yeah, we don't need women for nothing but sex. And that would just diminish women to just a warm hole to put something in. So that's disrespectful on either side, okay? So we're not even going to try that goofiness. That's just dumb. But to think that you don't need anybody at all for any reason other than people of basically the same sex as you. And in today's world, there would still be some dudes on that side. Like if you separated the women and men, there'd still be some men showing up on the women's side and a couple of women showing up on the men's side. That's what the first clip was about. So you never really know where people are going to end up. But in a general sense, if you really did not have the opposite sex, I mean, where are we going with that? That's stupid. That's really dumb. And I'm one of the people that tells you, if you look at a lot of the folks that do some of these crazy crimes and mass shootings and stuff, a lot of them didn't have interactions with the opposite sex. Just saying, I'm not trying to say, you know, anything specific. Sometimes somebody might have to take one for the team to keep these folks calm, because people be wilding out when they get a lot of pent up energy and anger in them. And that's what happens. I'm just being honest. Sorry if that offends anybody. Okay? But that's the BS. It must be purged. We cannot be running around out here like we don't need other people. We all live here. Like, just think about that. Imagine that this is one big ass house and we all got rooms we done rented in this house. And sometimes you got annoying neighbors that make a lot of noise. If you've ever lived in an apartment, right, and you got like somebody on the top and you got somebody under you, you got to be, kind of conscious and considerate of the fact that we all live in this building, right? So we need to do the same thing with the earth as a whole. We all live here, okay? They were talking about a ceasefire in Israel, or not Israel, but Palestine. As soon as Joe Biden came out and announced it, an hour later, they were shooting again. And that's right. Sometimes you just need to relieve some stress. That's why I come on the internet to purge the BS. Is to relieve some stress. Not that I'm going wild out and do any of the stuff I was just talking about. That's, that's some crazy stuff. Them boys crazy. But I'm just saying, you can't be all stressed out, pent up stress and anger. You don't know where to put it and what to do with it. And sometimes just having a good companion, somebody around you to love on you a little bit and rub your shoulders maybe a little bit, it calms you down. I'm just saying. All right? I know it sounds cold, but I think a lot of these things would be avoided if these folks were in relationships. Like, just being